At what moment should you approach a woman you're interested in? What signs should you recognize? Every man has asked himself this, and today I'm going to tell you when and how you should do it. As we know, initiative is one of the great attributes of masculine energy, the drive to start things, to go after what is the object of your interest, be it a job, a goal, or a woman you're interested in. In the cultural and biological formation of gender roles throughout the history of humanity, the nature of man as a leader and woman as the one led has been what worked. Healthy masculinity involves initiative and leadership, while healthy femininity involves receptivity, acceptance, and allowing oneself to be led. However, the roles of approaching, leading, and dominating carry greater pressure and responsibility. This is why men are biologically and hormonally designed for it. You should never lament or desire to take on a passive feminine role. I'll tend to my garden and butterflies, women will come. It's not natural for women to approach a man and say, "Hi, everything okay? I was looking at you over there, found you interesting, and came to talk." If your great dream is to have women take this initiative, be cautious, as you might already be conveying a lot of feminine energy, the energy of waiting for things to happen and for women to give explicit signals for you to take action. Healthy masculinity is about being a warrior, a leader, having the drive to pursue what interests you. Understanding this, let's now talk about the right moment to approach a woman. When you're interested in a woman, the first thing you do is look to see if she's looking at you too. Keeping that gaze, the more she looks at you, the more confident you feel about talking to her, assuming we're talking about a real interaction and not a virtual one. Of course, a prolonged female gaze is a good sign, indicating interest. However, there's a significant issue here. The majority of women don't know how to give the signal of interest properly. A prolonged gaze is a signal given by the minority of confident women. Most women feel embarrassed and hesitant to look at a man for too long, fearing they might appear easy or forward. This prolonged gaze, lasting more than 3 seconds, is rare. Therefore, if you're in a situation where you've seen a woman who has caught your interest, perhaps in a bar or a park, and there's a high chance you won't see her again if you don't connect with her at that moment, is it not too risky to wait for a signal of interest, which is given by the minority of women who know how to do it? Is it not risky for another man with more initiative, more masculine energy, to come and talk to her without waiting for such signals? Yes, it is risky. How many women have you been interested in and lost the opportunity to talk to because of the simple fear of what others might think? The fear of rejection? Well, it is a risk, but there's also the risk of her being the woman of value for you, and you miss the chance to get to know her out of fear of a rejection that says little about your value. Rejection shouldn't even affect your ego and self-esteem because it says more about the woman than about you. Now, let's get to the real point: how to approach a woman. To approach a woman in a public place, you need to create a minimum of security and also know what to say or not to say. Let's start with what to say to dispel any doubts. Live personal approaches don't need to be as elaborate as online approaches. In an online approach, it's important to stand out, say something different from a simple "Hi, how are you?" or just giving a compliment, because that's too cliché. In a live approach, the fact that you approach is already a differentiator because few men have this attitude, especially nowadays. You only need 2 things: politeness and genuine interest, no rehearsed pickup lines. In a mature context, which is the context of a woman and a man of value, a rehearsed pickup line may even be inappropriate. Simply approach, say hi, and comment on something about the environment. For example, if you're getting a drink next to her at a party, you can notice something in that environment that you both can talk about. After that, let the conversation flow, ask for her name, make another comment about the environment, and continue the conversation. If she responds with receptivity, smiles, then continue the conversation authentically. If she seems closed, uses few words, and isn't really looking at you, conclude the conversation and move on as if nothing happened. This is one of the pillars through which students pass: confidence, personal security. As you feel more confident and secure, the receptivity of women to you also increases because they sense your masculine energy, which is very attractive to femininity. Maybe even after hearing all this, you might say, "But Lar, I don't feel confident at all to approach a woman. Is there something I can do?" Yes, you can start practicing this, but not with women you're interested in. Start by greeting women in your daily life who don't interest you. Then start having casual, unpretentious conversations, building friendships to get used to interacting with the feminine. Gradually, you'll evolve. If you want my help with that, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Don't forget to like the video, and until the next one.